Cosmoteer, ladies and gentlemen. It has been too long. So, this ship did not have active heat dissipation, so she caught fire during combat, and this is the result. The forward bit, yeah, that got blown off by the hostile ship. That's still on the map. These parts are all broken. Allegiance, let's set you for a moment. Oh. To player 1. These things are damaged. They're not damaged beyond repair, but as you can see, repair costs are quite extreme. But let's quickly repair the entire ship. There. Here we have a very small shuttlecraft, essentially. And this shuttlecraft, 217 command points, 50% coverage on the hyperdrive, 16 crew members, 4.5 power, and look at this. Heat generation. This ship generates 2,740 millijoules of heat, while we can dissipate only 1,100. So if I have this entire ship, running with overclocked systems, yeah, we are in trouble. Let's quickly power you up. There you go. Control group 1. Now, here we have the overclock button. If you turn the overclock on, you can see on the engines, they connect up to the pipes. At least the big ones do here. Now they're no longer connected and connected again. So, a visual indication if it's on or not. If you turn it off, you can see an orange bar. That's the heat meter. Normally, let's take flight, shall we? As you can see, the big engine has an orange heat signature. If I turn this engine off, you see the orange meter is immediately gone. So this is the default heat generation for these engines. It's not much. Now, this ship is currently doing 95 meters a second. And we reached the destination. Okay, hold on. Let's go a bit further. Okay. We're back at 95 meters a second. Now, let's activate the overclocking on these engines, shall we? Let's zoom out a bit because we're gonna need it. Engage. Look at those flames. Now, you also notice that this device got active. The radiator. I am venting a lot of heat, but not enough. And, oh dear. This is what happens if your heat dissipation is not enough. Now, here we have some heat exchangers that are trying desperately to cool the ship down, but to no avail. The reactor blew up and caused a massive EMP across the entire ship. All crew members are gone, and the ship is done for. This is the risk of overpowering your engines, your stuff, without proper heat management. Now, slowly the fires dissipate, as you can see. And we have, again, our burned up wreckage. Now, we need to fix this. We need to fix our energy problem, don't we? Now, first things first, let's set the allegiance back to player 1. Grabbing control over the ship again. Whoa. Look at this. Let's slow the game down. You can see the heat exchanger trying to pull out some heat. You can see it's not enough. And the pipes here, they are really lighting up, really. Now, let's go to the build interface. And let us go to the heat management tab. We have heat pipes, heat pipe crossings. I use those here so people can actually walk underneath those pipes. Heat pipes with a structure, radiator, thermal battery. Let's begin with adding thermal batteries. We can store up to 30,000 thermal energy. Will that be enough to help the system survive? I do not know, but we can see they look very nice, don't they? What do thermal batteries look like? Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I like it. Let's fill them up. Let's see if the engines hold now. As you can see, I don't see any fires starting, but I think by now these things are full. So yeah, short term didn't really do much, but it will do something when I start to use a giant laser beam with it. What we need though is simply more heat vents. And if you activate, well, if you start to build, you see those yellow dots appear on modules that are, well, you can put the heat vent over here. I can put the heat vent over here. This will probably fix the issue, right? There we go, we're venting on the outside as well now. Of course, this will make it, you know... Whoa, what was that? Yeah, that's right, they changed something in the interface here. If I press the armor, usually you had all the armor bits here. Now you go to a sub-tab that opens up. Pretty cool. I like it. I think that is a very good change. There we go. Radiators. Now, do I have enough radiators now? Let's take a look. Yes, we should have enough. So, currently, we should no longer blow up due to engine crises, power crises. Now, we can do the same with the small thrusters, boost them up, which looks pretty cool. Now, once again, the heat exchanger is pulling heat from, you know what, let's take a look. The heat exchanger. So from this entire section of the ship, I'll pull away the heat and put it into the venting system. Mind you, we need to rotate it properly. And right now, it's not connected to the pipes anymore, but it is connected here, to the thermal batteries. Will it send the heat? It's... Right, full stop. I'm back. Just wanted to activate these. Yeah, they are still activating. Okay. So it is really connected up and it's sending the heat out. Okay. That's pretty cool. And bloody cool looking, these flames. I really love it. Really. Well done on the design there. Now, I know I have no fire extinguisher. Honestly, it's... There, let's fix that. Of course, we can turn the radiators off. Now watch. Alright, slow down, slow down, slow down. There is no more heat management on the ship. Can you see it's turning a bit orange around the engine? I can. It's very faint, but it's there. And that means it's heating up. It is heating up big time. And if it heats up too much, she will catch fire. And that will be a very bad thing in this design. Oh, hold on. You see that? The repair button, it lit up. The engines are actually taking damage. Now, I don't want to blow up again, so let's vent the heat. Now watch this orange bit of the engine. I think it's working. Well, we're not blowing up, so that has to work, right? Okay, let's jump to the next bit. And for the next bit, I'm going to make you a tiny whiny bit bigger. I mean, I could pre-made ships, but where's the fun in that, folks? Let's get the shield generators in there. Let's make something quickly that's workable here. Heat management. Okay. So, we get a bit more room, and more importantly, we have shield generators. Let's wait until they're activated. There we go. So, the default shields, they're pretty decent. Now let's upgrade, let's overclock this shield generator. I mean, yeah. This one shield generator in the center will be enough to cover a small ship from the front. However, that's not what I want. I want my shields to be focused. Look at that. All that power, all that protection into a very small section of the ship. Great for protecting, you know, railguns and things like that. This is gonna be fun. Now, let's come to a complete stop, please. Let's move to the weapons. After all, that is what we've been waiting for, right? Okay, so we have our little test ship. Ship library. Let's get the ship back in as well. Activate the heat management, because I had that off. Now, this ship is armed with, you know what, let's turn you two off. My ship is armed with 2 simple laser cannons, and once again we're dropping the heat. Allegiance player 2. Now this looks familiar, right? These are the normal plasma bolts that you fired. Now, let's overclock this weapon. Look at that! All of a sudden, we have proper laser beams. We have, you know, your vanilla phasers and all that. And I love it. The only thing I miss is that you can't color them. Why not, game? It's make it colored. And as you can see, it damaged 1.5 block, while the pulse really damaged 1. I think the laser is hitting a bit harder. But of course, as you can see, the heat generation, the heat dissipation is active as well. So I'm generating heat. And currently I'm dumping heat rapidly. Let's turn that off. So if all goes according to plan, all heat that is being generated should be stored into the thermal battery. I wish I could see how much was in the thermal battery, but rather than just counting how many dots we have. But yes, the enemy ship is slowly getting ripped apart. Now, let's return the favor, shall we? And activate the weapons on that ship. But I promise you it won't matter. Because these shield generators will hold. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the standard laser. That says it all, doesn't it? Let's add an extra with an heat pipe. Yeah, we're venting enough energy now. Okay. These are the disruptors. Holy. The disruptor blasts go through the ship. Target the reactor. I mean, it really goes completely through. Well, not completely through. I'd say 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, so say 10 block radius that it passes. That is pretty cool. Okay, let's stop overclocking. Shut them down. Now these are the normal lasers. Let's repair you, just because we can. Pretty fun. Now let's overclock them. Holy shit. That looks so cool. That looks really cool. Is it really short range like this? Let's try closing the distance. Yeah, it's... Let's repair you again. They use up a lot of power though. Firing. No, it's just a certain amount from the hull. They'll start doing this. Gotta say though, this looks very cool. I want this in different colors. I want my color mods. Oh my god. That will be so cool. Yeah, what we're lacking currently is this building. This block. I could put you there, but as you can see, you can't really walk in here, so keep that in mind. Restock all resources, please. Shields up. Okay. We are struggling a bit. Offensive and defensive for you, but more importantly, that's just for shits and giggles. Because it looks fun. What we want to see, of course, is this gun. Now, I'm gonna aim this thermal lens. You know what? I'm gonna aim it right down your nose. It requires 4 crew members. 2 of them are in position. 3 in position. And let's take a look on the outside as she's about to fire. I mean... yeah. This is the thermal lance, ladies and gentlemen. Now, at first glance, it doesn't seem to do much, but if we look at it this way, we are, well, not really cutting into the hole. Yeah, we're cutting into the hole. And we're doing it with heat. However, let's target something else rather than armor. Let's move the heat wave to the engine. Of course, immediately we see... Did you see that light up? The heat exchanger. It's essentially telling the system that, oh dear, there's too much heat. And the heat is actually spreading to several systems. As you can see, we're not really doing damage with it currently. Although it increases the damage taken by other weapons, so there is that. More importantly, we now have fires on the opposing ship. Target the other side with the heat gun, please. As the heat quickly spreads across the vessel. And yeah, if you don't have fire extinguishers, or not enough in this case, no, you don't have any on this one. Whoops. This ship is doomed. It's as simple as that. She is burning up, literally. And that is the heat gun. Using the heat from the shield generators and the engines, essentially, to power a weapon to shoot something to Kingdom Come. Now look at that. Look at the damage to the modules. Ooh, the engines are still on fire. That's not good. Okay, the fires are out. I mean, it leaves some very cool wrecks. You cease fire, please. Because, you know, don't want to blow you up. Thank you, Munchleys. You are charging heat, but I think you also need ammo, right? Is that a thing? How did I do that again? How did I do that again? I can't remember. Give me a second here. Honestly, I forgot. But by simply restocking the resources, we can at least get 2 of these missiles fired. That should be enough, right? Enough to see what it can do. Of course, at this close range, the launch is a bit excessive. Okay, there you go. Nice explosion. That looks really good. And we got a slight heat signature there. Even when zoomed out, you can see it. Now this entire section here is very heating up now. Yeah, okay. Cool, cool, cool. So yeah, that's pretty much now, here we have the guns in default mode. Single shot. Big gun is not even... I was still reloading, I guess. Yeah, still getting ready. So let's jump to the small gun. Activate overclocking mode. I have no heat management here, so this is going to be a disaster in the making, but engage. 1, 2, 3 shots. Pretty damn cool. Pretty damn cool. Let's, yeah, and immediately it takes damage because, you know. Yeah, this will do. This will do. Can't say it's an ideal system like this, but it works. Now, in the meantime, the shield generator. Let's harden the shields. As you can see, it's becoming smaller, but I promise you, nothing will really get through there for a while. Let's repair you. Turn you off. Turn you off. Now, this main cannon. Activate. Whoa. That looked so cool. That looks really cool. I'm totally gonna use that on my Star Trek ships, I think. That's a bloody photon torpedo, alright. I mean, yeah. Cool. Well, no, not cool. Hot. Let's get you fixed up again. And let's get you fixed up. Because, yeah, you are taking a risk by overclocking. And in this case, the ships are taking a bit of damage every now and then. That is that. Let's go to the flak array. Let's get that installed as well. Restock all resources. Now, the normal flak array, as you can see, creates a bit of damage here and there on offensive mode. Now let's overclock it. See what happens. Also, let's stop overclocking you. I want the shield to be a bit bigger if I can. Look at that! You have to back off. Back off! Now what happens to this overclocked laser? Oh, look at that! The laser is getting blocked. This is some very big shrapnel. Very big, but yeah. Oh wow. Yeah, I'm completely protected currently. Well, almost completely. Will my own missiles get blocked as well? They don't. I'm not sure, folks. I'm not sure. Yes, this, in essence, I'm creating a cloud here where you cannot shoot in. So you have to maneuver, but especially against a starbase, a ship that is very slow. That will be a very serious problem. Okay. Okay. I like it. I like it. Overall, not the greatest fan of it, I'll admit, but yeah. Oh, and just for shits and giggles, just so you know, where did I leave you? There. You can overclock the fire extinguishers, and then it creates the foam needed to well, stop weird things from happening to your ship. Okay, that leaves pretty much, yeah, I'm not gonna the upgraded laser, mining laser, sure. I don't think there are a lot of people that actually use the mining laser in combat, do you? Well, it is fun. I think we covered everything we needed to cover, ladies and gentlemen. And with that comes an end to this episode. I thank you very much for watching. See you next time in Cosmoteer.